A Miracle, Anawanda Lake, New York, 1970. Passengers wear oxygen masks during a Northwest Airlines flight, 1939. A young Jamaican Girl Scout with surprised look as she watches the arrival of Queen Elizabeth II. Jamaica, 1953. Three-wheeled car. From the photo book The Teds, England, 1976. Lun, Project 903, is a Soviet strike Ekranoplan missile carrier. Suppression of mass protests in Gwangju, South Korea, 1980. The last four couples dancing at the Chicago Dance Marathon, 1930. Sofia Vergara, 1997. Raising the flag of suffrage. The 19th Amendment of the Constitution was ratified on August 18, 1920, enshrining in law that one could not be denied the vote on account of sex. Yasmin Bleeth, 1990s. Chechen Republic of Ichkaraya Field Commander Musa Baskanov, born in 1995. Among Chechens, he earned the nickname Cyborg for the terrible scar on his face. David Bowie on Red Square in the USSR. Dolly Parton in a school photo from 1959. Officers of the 69th Infantry, New York, at Fort Corcoran, Virginia, with Colonel Michael Corcoran. MacArthur Waiting Ashore in the Philippines by Carl Maidans, October 1944. San Francisco Earthquake and Fire, April 18, 1906. The St. Francis Hotel, rear view. The ruins of the Fairmont Hotel can be seen on a hill in the background. A 12-year-old Bill Clinton with his tenor saxophone. 1958. Cameron Diaz in the 90s. Fred Rogers on his high school yearbook committee in 1946. Union soldiers posing with a cannon circa 1862. The merchant ship Altalena, chartered by the Jewish Irgun militant group to transport weapons to Israeli militants, burns off a Tel Aviv beach after being fired upon by the Haganah, June 27, 1948. The merchant ship Altalena, chartered by the Jewish Irgun militant group to transport weapons to Israeli militants, burns off a Tel Aviv beach after being fired upon by the Haganah, 1948. Mike Menser confronting Arnold Schwarzenegger during the 1980 Mr. Olympia backstage. It is generally considered by a lot of bodybuilding fans that Menser should have won, but was robbed by the jury. 5-year-old after day's work was tired and refused to be photographed. Biloxi, Mississippi, 1911. Photo by Lewis Hine for National Child Labor Committee. Colonel Gaddafi strolling through central London in 1965. Six-foot-tall Felipe Ramirez Perez is caught by Immigration Inspector Richard McCowan as he tries to enter America. San Diego, March 11, 1954. Tiffany Thiessen, 1993. This is a detective modeling a mask worn by one of Baxter Shorter's crew. 1953. Alsatian Children, Alsace, circa 1900. Halloween in the early 1900s. Glass negative of Mongolian acrobats posing for the audience, circa 1930s. Brooklyn's drafted men leaving Long Island Railroad Terminal on Flatbush Avenue for Camp Upton in September of 1917. Volcanic eruption on the island of Surtsey, near Iceland, 1963. Mary Edwards Walker, the only female ever to earn the Medal of Honor in 1865. Iron Tail, Oglala Lakota chief, and the man featured on the United States Buffalo nickel. A stolen Army helicopter sits on the south lawn of the White House. The daredevil pilot was forced down by a volley of shotgun blasts from federal police on the Executive Mansion grounds. 1974. Ice harvesting on the Neva, 1920. An estimated 1 million people filled the streets of New York City on June 10, 1991, to celebrate the return of 24,000 United States troops from Operation Desert Storm. Private T.P. Laughlin says his goodbye to his family before being sent to war. 69th Regiment, New York National Guard, 165th Infantry, 1917. Residents of liberated Marseille greet the French general 1944. "16-year-old Canadian Aloha Vandervelde became the first woman to circumnavigate the globe Aloha on an Indian motorcycle during her first trip through Europe. English schoolboys meeting teen Mr. America Steve Coates, 1964. United States military jeep carefully packed in a crate for transportation, 1942. Demi Moore at Tower Records, 1977. She is holding a Jean-Luc Ponty LP titled Imaginary Voyage. January 31, 1990. The first McDonald's in the USSR opened in Moscow. Its opening was a real sensation. To get in, you had to wait in line for several hours. Egyptian woman veiled with Bisha, 1923. American musician and actor Elvis Presley, 1935 to 1977, swims in the pool of his family's recently purchased house, Memphis, Tennessee, on July 4, 1956. Children Playing England, 1978. On May 9, 1970, President Nixon visited the Lincoln Memorial to speak with anti-war protesters. Marcel Pliat, 1916, the only black man to serve in the Russian Imperial Air Force during World War I. Trainees donning makeshift astronaut suits, marching through Zambian villages, 1969. Using his fluent German, Sergeant Olin Dowes talked to a hidden group of Germans in an area under American attack in France, begging them to surrender. To his great surprise, 56 Germans came towards him with their hands up. 1944. Monica Bellucci in the 90s. Doll test experiments used by psychologists involved presenting kids with identical dolls that differed only in skin color and asking them to identify which appeared good or bad. 1947. Future Emperor of Japan, Michinomiya Hirohito, as an infant, 1902. Children play in the floodwaters of the Illinois River at the municipal parking lot south of the Sears Block in downtown Peoria on May 19, 1970. Empress Farah Pahlavi, inspecting a women's school in northwestern Iran in the late 1960s. A little girl looking at a doll through a window. Westchester, New York, 1955. Results of Mensur, a traditional strictly regulated saber fight between two male members from different student fraternities, usually in Germany. Adolf Hitler visits Paul von Hindenburg and his grandchildren at his residence in Neudeck, June 29, 1933. An elongated head was an ideal of beauty among the Mangbetu people in the 1930s. Gamers compete head-to-head at the Atari Space Invaders Championships in London, 1981, lining up at rows of consoles as the early video game craze draws a crowd of focused players. A Japanese mother and child, dressed in traditional clothing, sitting amid rubble and burnt trees in Hiroshima, 4 months after the atomic bomb was dropped. December, 1945. The trial of traitor Afanasyev on Kulturi Street in Kolpino, 1944. The aftermath of the eruption of Mount Agung, Bali, 1963. Construction of the first Ferris wheel for the Chicago World's Fair. Post office in the stump of a huge cedar tree, United States, Washington, late 19th century. East Berlin punks on Leninplatz in Friedrichshain, approximately 1982. Medical orderly Valentina Nikolaeva and a captured German Pez. 3-tank, 1942. Vietnamese refugees land at Montreal's Dorval International Airport in Canada, November 1978. Freddie Mercury, born Farrokh Bulsara, was born on September 5, 1946 on the island of Zanzibar. Punk, sitting next to a Volkspolizei officer on the East Berlin U-Bahn, 1986. Marla English, Sarah Shane, and Kathleen Hughes in a promo for Three Bad Sisters, United Artists, 1956. Four women in aprons and caps set to work resurfacing a street in Westminster, London. World War I, 1914 to 1918. Mad Magazine artists Al Jaffe and Will Elder in their high school lunchroom, 1936. Two women learned to drive trams in London during World War I, 1914 to 1918. The Rites of Spring. Students at the Sidwell Friends School take part in an annual May Festival in 1920. The Destroyer Essex, March 1863. The 1,000-ton warship, which was formerly a steam ferry, was used by the United States Army in the Civil War in 1861. Gulf War Victory Parade, United States, 1991. Black women in uniform attend the Marcus Garvey rally in Harlem. Actor Clark Gable inside a turret gun simulator during his training, January 1943. In the 1930s, actress Ginger Rogers was simultaneously known as a trendsetter for glamorous, tailored fashion and for influencing casual denim trends known as Western chic or cowgirl style. Ava Gardner, 1940s. Petersburg, Virginia. Officers of the 114th Pennsylvania Infantry playing cards in front of tents, August 1864. New York in the shadow of the Twin Towers, 1988. African-American Union soldier poses with wife and daughters, circa 1863. City center of Mortsel, Antwerp, following a failed air raid on the nearby Erla factory on April 5, 1943. Sid Charisse, one of old Hollywood's greatest dancers, poses on the beach in Santa Monica, 1945. Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift in A Place in the Sun, Paramount Pictures around 1951. German prisoner and a Soviet soldier in Stalingrad, World War II. A pyramid of captured German guns on the Place de la Concorde in Paris on the eve of the Victory Parade on July 14, 1919. (1983). Secret Service agents evacuating President Reagan at Augusta National Golf Club where Charles Harris took 7 hostages and demanded to speak with the president. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Rocky Maivia, 1996. Kamikaze attacks on HMS Formidable, Okinawa, 1945. More than 100,000 Iranian women take to the street to protest against the newly formed Islamic government's compulsory hijab ruling, March 8, 1979. Red May, Paris, 1968. A Soviet soldier escapes from captivity, World War II. Snow goggles. First sunglasses were used 2,000 years ago by Inuit hunters. Marlon Brando on the set of The Wild One, 1950s. Darth Vader waiting to see Return of the Jedi outside a theater in 1983. Freshly excavated terracotta army soldiers with traces of their original paint, 1974. The Soviet Union flag is lowered and the Russian flag is raised over the Kremlin, December 25, 1991. (1870) Thomas Edison in Newark Laboratory. The remains of Little America 3, Antarctic Research Station abandoned in the early 40s, 1963. The Snow Cruiser, an all-terrain vehicle that was built by the Illinois Institute of Technology in 1939 for an expedition to Antarctica. A couple enjoy some privacy as they embrace in a hole in the sand on a beach in Santa Monica, California, July 1950. Madonna and Nile Rodgers at a Duran Duran concert, 1984. Abkhazian young woman holds a Russian AK-74 assault at a funeral in the town of Gudauta. That rifle belonged to a man who was killed in fighting in Abkhazia. CIC, September 25, 1993. Baker Electric Torpedo Kid. United Kingdom. A delightful bunch of young Anglo-Saxons eagerly wait for the start of the Sheffield pageant procession on July 10, 1976. French soldiers with local residents at a grape harvest festival in Alsace, 1939. Joan Collins in the 1950s. A 1930 film set imagine what New York City would look like in 1980. Eskimo Medicine Man, exorcising evil spirits from a sick boy, Nushagak, Alaska, 1924. British soldier receiving painful injection from a nurse along the Russian front. German officers reading newspapers at a street cafe in occupied Paris, surrounded by townspeople. Passing German soldiers salute the seated officers, 1940. North Korean Special Forces soldiers captured by South Korean troops, 1983. A Dutch girl shakes hands with a black American soldier on the street of the liberated town of Roermond, 1945. (1932) Giant clock made of women on the beach on New Year's Eve, December 31st. San Francisco earthquake and fire. April 18, 1906, Market Street fire. Nurses and soldiers enjoy the labyrinth at Hatfield House. Hatfield House, the residence of the Marquis of Salisbury, was converted into a military hospital. April 1940. On this day in 1973, the first mobile phone call was made. Martin Cooper of Motorola called his rival at Bell Labs. Bizarre moment of a Turkish Airlines plane hijacking in 1980. Dolly Parton, early 1980s. British Prime Minister Arthur Neville Chamberlain and Reich Chancellor Adolf Hitler in Munich, before signing the agreement on the transfer of the Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia to the Third Reich, September 29, 1938.